Hey everybody, welcome to your Aries horoscope for the week. These are the horoscopes for the week of the 23rd to the 29th. So we're in our last week of July already. So I'm going to say it. I've said it so many times. And focuses on relationships for you guys this week. Continues to be on relationships a little bit. And we actually have a very interesting sort of combination going on with that, influencing that, if that makes sense. And we have a lot. I mean, the planets are going hard this week, and you guys are definitely not a part of any of that. Can just sort of sit back on the sidelines like you Rams do and enjoy the show, basically. There's no planets influencing you around that. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to deal with everybody else's craziness. And I think that actually what I'm looking at here might also be a representative of that to a certain extent, because of course we still do have Chiron in Aries, and it is retrograde this week. So we're going backwards. So with Chiron being all about evolution and change and growth to a certain extent, we're retrograding that back. And what that means is stumbling blocks and obstacles and all of those things that seem to be getting in your way, which I'm finding a lot of people are going through because, of course, we have Venus going retrograde starting this week. We have the moon moving into Leo and the sun moving into Leo, the moon moving into Scorpio, fixed signs, all these crazy planets lining up. So yeah, everybody around you is going to be just a little bit nuts. We also have the North Node in Aries, and this is actually not a new thing. The North Node has been in there, but it's also retrograde. And these two things are almost in conjunction with each other to a certain extent. Now, the nodes are very interesting. In a natal chart, the North Node represents a need, and the South Node is how you feed the need. So the I do believe it was Chinese would call it the dragon. It represented a dragon, and the North Node is the mouth of the dragon. I'm sorry. Yes, no, the North Node is the mouth of the dragon. It's how you feed the need that the South Node is creating. So, okay, I said it wrong the first time. Okay. With that being said, the South Node is always directly opposite of the North Node, and they always stay that way. So if the North Node is in Aries, then the South Node would be in the opposite sign of Aries, which is Libra, creating a need. Now, Libra's need is love and affection. And the fact that it's ruled by Venus doesn't escape me at all, because of course Venus is going retrograde like right now. So how would you feed that need of love and respect and, just somebody to notice that you're there, for crying out loud? I mean, Libras put so much effort into everybody else and just quietly sort of hope that somebody sees that. Aries' way of feeding that need is being as loud as possible to make sure that everybody can hear that you need something, right? Because the one thing we know about our Rams, they're not quiet people, right? And who should be, right? I'm Aquarius, high five to you guys. So bottom line here is that when this is retrograde, this need all of a sudden becomes very difficult to feed. And while the South Node is in Libra, you Aries are going to pick up on that need too. So it's really looking at feeling like within your relationships, there needs to be a change and you just can't seem to make the change. It feels like your needs are not being met in this relationship and there's nothing you can do about it, or you have been jumping up and down and saying something about it, but nothing is happening. It is a very uncomfortable place to be. And since we're dealing with love issues anyways, with Venus going retrograde, it has to get to a very difficult point before you just say, okay, enough is enough. I'm worth more than what I'm getting in this relationship. And I can give that to myself. Thank you very much. So a little bit of a challenge there for you guys, but there's a lot to learn in this lesson. And as difficult as lessons can be, there is some fun in learning these new things about yourself. It's not always what you want. but it is absolutely always what you need. So you guys are worth getting everything that you put into your relationships this week. If you can identify that that's not the case, it's time to get the ball rolling on fixing this situation. Okay. So that is what I have for you guys this week. And if you love your horoscopes, let me start that over. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would really appreciate it. You guys kick some ass, and I will see you guys next week. Make it a great week, everybody.